What is going on, YouTube? My name is Dom, and today we are going over another extreme map strategy, and this time it's going to be Desert Outpost. Now the next map coming up after this is going to be Ruins. I did get a few requests for that. If you guys have any more requests for videos, please, or for maps, please drop them down in the comment section below. And as always, please drop me a like or a dislike, just depending on how you enjoyed the video. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's jump into it. I'm going to get the sniping spots out of the way. I think that's what I like to do first. Get the long range shots out of the way. Now with that, of course, you know, you have... Oh, fuck, what do you have? I'll mark them on a map, actually. I'm going to put them up on a map, and I will show you all of the sniping spots and all the lines of sights that you have. But personally, I don't like to snipe on this map, particularly because I find that there's a lot of, like, hills and rocks, and it's hard for me to get angles on people. When they're running out in the open, you can get those, but when you're playing against smart teams or good teams, they're probably not going to be running out in the open a bunch. So I just personally think it's harder to get those, and there's not a ton of wall bangs on this map. You know, there's not a lot of places where you can shoot through fucking, you know, shoot through walls and stuff, so I really don't like to snipe. Now, of course, with this map, I think you have the traditional 3 lanes, arguably 4, but the 4th one's kind of fucking weird. I'm going to put those up on the map as well. Now let's talk about each of those routes from the top and bottom spawn and see which one fits best. So when you're spawning top, personally, I like to run left hand side. I like to run that left route because I think that's the best spot on this map for defense. Personally, there's a lot of rocks in there, there's a lot of grooves, you don't really have to do much, and if people are going to be pushing the tower or pushing that flank up there, they're going to be running out in the open, and you have great peak, you have a great peak opportunities and capabilities. That's just how I like to go. I don't personally like to run right flank because I find that doesn't really suit my playstyle too well. I don't think it works that well. You don't want to run a full squad over there, I don't believe, because then the other team gets access to the Recon tower. They could possibly get up in the tower as well, and they could really fuck you up. I don't think that's a smart play. I don't like to split the team and put 2 people over there or 2 people down mid or even 1 over there, because if they go down, you're kind of fucked. Honestly, you're kind of screwed for your team unless you have a medic drone, but if an assassin came up that way or something, then you're kind of screwed. But it is not a very used flank. I mean, there are definitely some potential there. Now, if you're going to run mid from top spawn, I don't recommend it usually. Because I think you're at a disadvantage slightly when you're pushing mid, especially if the other team pushes mid with you. You're kind of at a disadvantage. You have that big rock in the middle, which you can use for some oversight if their team pushes heavy mid, and you get on top of that rock, and now you're on top of everybody, and you can see everybody right there. Great, you can pick the fuck out of people. You can. I've done aces that way. But if not, if they split, then that's not really serving you a purpose, and the whole map can kind of see you at that point. I personally don't like to run that little building that's on the right side of the rock either. I don't like it. I think you're kind of bottled up when you get in there. I don't like it. So I always run left flank. That's what I do. Now a lot of teams that I see when they spawn top will actually go to that big rock and kind of sit behind it. I think that's a terrible play, and I'll explain to you why when we talk about bottom spawn. So let's flip it and let's go to bottom spawn. So when you're on bottom spawn, I think you have the advantage when you're on bottom spawn. I think there's a lot more options that you have, a lot better options, a lot more efficiency. Now when you're spawning that, I don't like to go that right flank. I will sometimes though, honestly. If I feel that team is going to sit in the middle, then I might go right flank and to sweep behind them or to come crashing down their middle. That's an option as well. But I really don't like to get into that big tower either. I don't think that's really good. The only reason I think to go in that tower is when you have a full squad and you're looking for 1 or 2 guys and you're trying to get oversight of the whole map. I think that's really the only reason to go up there, but let me know if you disagree. Now, when I'm spawning bottom as well, I will like to push middle a lot. Mainly because that big rock that's in the middle serves my benefit better, I think, if you know how to use it. So you send up a drone, you mark their entire team, you figure out where they're going. Let's say they're going mid. I have a lot of teams that will sit behind that big rock and just sort of wait to get intel and play patiently. Well, I will take advantage of that, and using that big rock, you can slide up to the left side of it or even the right side, and you can get around people very easy. That rock is a great funnel. It keeps people away from the edges and it keeps them in the middle, so you can come around and you can do a small flank and you can really fuck people up that way. I have messed up a lot of teams that way you know, getting 2-3 kills right off the back within the first, you know, 40 seconds because they sat behind that rock. And even if they mark you, it's not, I mean, if you have an assault, you go right up there, you can hit people from all sorts of directions, because most of the time they're looking straight, they're not looking to their sides. Well, you can't be looking to your side, can you? I guess not. Now, also on that side, I really don't like to push that left flank, but you can if you want. It's unused. There is some potential. Go ahead, do whatever the fuck you want. I like to push middle, and I like to use that little rock to funnel. And now let's say somebody's playing my way and they go to, when they're playing really defensive up there, I will take control of the rock, I will take control of the recon tower, and just sort of wait it out and try to peek and to try to get some kills. You really surround people up there and try to pick off as many people as you possibly can. I think Desert Outpost can become a really fuckery of a map if you have two teams that rush middle hard and then you sort of clash right there. It becomes a fuckery, I think. And what I mean by that is, it's basically who comes down to who can peek who first and who can get the first shots off. And I don't like to play that way. I don't like to roll my dice like that. I like to make sure I have the advantage. Now, whenever that happens, whenever I clash with the team head on right in the middle, I will always group back and go to one of the flanks at that point, because I do not like to meet people head on, especially in this map. But that is just my thought, my opinion, my view. But anyway, let me know what you guys did think about the video. Please drop your comments, thoughts, opinions about the video down in the comment section below. Please, as always, drop me a like or dislike, depending on how you enjoyed the video. And then go ahead and suggest what maps you guys would like to see next. I am going to be coming up with a schedule for all my future videos so that I can keep on track with things a little bit better. Please let me know what you guys want to see. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.